using Sumo in Sanda. Okay, so I showed you in the most recent sumo tournament in Japan. Did this technique, and I think instead of watching some judo video about this move, watch the sumo version. I think it's going to be more practical for you because showed you how to use this move in a realistic way where you can actually get it in a real Sanda fight. Right. So in this case, Hoshoryu, his opponent. So I'll be Hoshoryu. This is the opponent. The opponent was really getting in, right? Really almost. They're almost going to get a body lock, right? But so Hoshoryu got overhooked, right? And he was kind of blocking the arm, right? All kinds of ways just to prevent a body lock, right? But in sumo, since there's always that forward pressure, because you can lose by getting forced out of the circle, right? So Hoshoryu used that to his advantage, and instead of just kind of doing a kind of like a judo uchimata version, he did the kind of like realistic version where he pulled the person across, and then their thigh hit the back of his thigh, and that's when the lift happens. Hit, and then lift. Okay. Sorry, Sanda, that was pretty quick. I didn't expect it to be that fast. But okay, but yeah, you see how realistic it can be. So the main thing is, so you got your overhook here, okay, and then when they're already kind of invading, kind of like the inside of your body here, right? Then you pulled, and then when you pull, or where you whizzer, then you pull them to you, and then that's when you get the lift. Okay, so that's when it makes they're so invested in taking you down or pushing you out, it makes it more difficult to counter the move. Okay, because so even in wrestling, right, we will have that kind of move too, where it's like you get the leg up, you don't even. It's to the point now where people don't expect the person to go over, but you set up kind of like a trip or ankle pick or whatever. So it's. I'll show I think probably the original intention of this move, right? Especially since he comes from a family with this big lineage. They're also like, tons of techniques and stuff like that. They're supposedly like this really great family of fantastic grapplers and wrestlers. So he would be the one to watch, right? So from here, pulling so that they're so using their forward momentum against them. You bring that in, right? You see how then when our thighs hit, then that's when the lift happens, right? Okay, so it makes it, they're so invested, so when you change the direction, then it makes it much more difficult for them to defend. It's just like a parrying a punch, so like if he throws a jab, and if I just hit it out of the way, I don't have to do too much, because this is coming straight forward. It's the same idea from here, they're coming straight at you, so you pull them, right? And then they kind of fall into the takedown or the throw. Okay, so this is the way you definitely want to be using it in Sanda. You don't necessarily want to be here, right? And then like you kind of going in and then doing some lift. It can totally work, but you definitely have to like bring your leg really high up, get your head really low, and if they're flexible, you might not get it, but if you get it while they're totally invested, then I think it becomes a higher percentage move. Feel free to tell us how much you love judo in the comments. Judo people seem to be very proud of judo, even though it's not a very old martial art. Sumo is like way older, so we should probably be using the sumo names, right? All right, so anyway, feel free to complain in the comments or check out our next video down here.